Hello. As promised, another sort of more in-depth training video. Now, I thought about how I can do this and sort of add a visual to it for people's learning. And the best I could come up with was a really rubbish thing on PowerPoint. And I'm literally just moving it with my finger. So I apologize for it. But I am not technical. I am a dog trainer. I am not a graphics designer or anything like that. So I do apologise for how rubbish the video is, but hopefully the content within it will be good and help people learn. So this video is all about how your handling can affect the outcome of a situation, because dogs learn via association. So we have to be careful with what the association is the dog is making. And lots of people always say to me when I'm training them, and they're like, oh, it's like you're training me, not the dog. And of course it is. It has to be, because the dogs are just products of what we make them. Yes, there will be genetic influence. Like, don't get me wrong, there is absolutely genetic influences. And I'm not really talking about behaviorally problems here, because we do really tap into a lot more deeper stuff. But in general terms, whether the dog is likely to run and see another dog, for example, that's very unlikely to be massively contributed by the genetics of the dog. It's most likely to be influenced by the association the dog's made and the training that the dog has had. Now, so this video is hopefully going to demonstrate the difference that the handling can make to a situation around distractions. And just for argument's sake, we're choosing that the dog goes and eats some cat food. But it's important to know that cat food can be swapped out for lots of other distractions, which I'll explain at sort of at the end of the video. So have a watch. I apologise that it is, not very technical and it's a bit rubbish in terms of the visual, but hopefully the content behind it will be worth it. So this video, as discussed, is sort of hopefully going to demonstrate how dogs learn and how your handling can make a difference. So we're going to use, in this example, you're going out for a walk with your dog, and here by this house is a bowl of food that someone's put out. Let's say they've put it out for cats. And you're out for a walk with your dog, and your dog's out in front of you, and your dog sort of just stumbles across this bowl of food in the first instance. Now, that happens, okay? So things are always going to go wrong. Your dogs are always going to find something, okay? It's what we do after this point that makes a difference. So something's happened, i.e., dog has found a bowl of cat food, and it had a very nice time, and it rewarded itself for going to that house and eating this bowl of cat food. So what happens from here, like I say, is what's going to make the difference. So we're going to say this is person A. Now, person A does nothing. They don't really think much of it. So what's going to happen now is every time they go for a walk, on this walk, this dog is going to keep getting rewarded by eating this bowl of cat food that's out, because, I don't know, the person feeds the local strays or something. Now, what's going to happen is this dog's going to start noticing earlier, like remembering earlier. So you're out on the same walk, and about here, your dog's going to go, oh, yes, there was a bowl of cat food out there, and it starts to run ahead and eat the bowl of cat food. And that's going to get earlier and earlier and earlier. Now, at some point, the handler is going to start going, actually, no, I can't have that. Let's just say that the dog runs from quite a distance. And so the dog's going to start running to get that bowl of cat food, and the handler is going to try and call them. Now, what's going to happen is your dog is going to have been rewarded lots and lots of times for going to this bowl of cat food. So the likelihood is your recall's not going to work because the dog doesn't want to. It knows that this cat food is there. It knows it tastes nice, and therefore it's not going to come back to you. And that's when you start to have a recall issue. And like I say, this bowl of cat food is just an example. We're just looking at how the handling can make a difference. So just stick with me for now when I say this person, let's call them person A, is likely to have a recall issue because they haven't done anything to stop their dog from rewarding themselves by displaying a behavior we don't want. In this example, the dog going to eat this bowl of cat food. All right. So that's person A. So we're going to go to person B now. Now, person B has, and remember, we're going to we're going from the point of which the dog accidentally found the bowl of cat food. Okay. So person B remembers that last time they came on this walk, there was a bowl of cat food out there. So they prevent their dog from going there. So they pop their dog on the lead, which is a good thing. They're going to stop the dog from going and getting that bowl of cat food. Now, at this point, they don't know, but they walk along and they go, oh, thank God I did put you on the lead because I can see that bowl of cat food is there. And if I hadn't have put you on the lead, you would have now eaten it. So they take their dog past and the dog doesn't get to eat that cat food. So that's person B. Now, person B has done the right thing because they've stopped the dog running off. So they're not likely to have a recall issue like person A. However, if they have simply stuck their dog on the lead, what's going to happen is as they're going past, the dog's going to be saying, I would like that bowl of cat food, and they're going to be pulling to go to it. And person B, this person isn't doing anything to contradict that. So the dog would have taken that cat food if they had their own choice. It's just the fact that they've got this lead on, which is stopping them. So if, for example, person B fell here and the lead came off or the lead snapped or anything happened, they're still going to get the dog running and eating that bowl of cat food. The only difference is it's not likely to have happened earlier and earlier and earlier because the dog hasn't rewarded itself for keep running off. So person B, not so likely to have a recall issue, but also is going to always be reliant on their lead to get them past this distraction. Okay, so now we go on to person C. Now, person C, and they're in green, has been to dog training and they know what to do. So what they're going to do is, now they might still have their dog on a long line here. I just couldn't work out how on earth to do it. So we're going to pretend that there is a little bit of a long line here. Now what they're going to do, so they've put their line on so their dog can't run off and get that bowl of cat food like person A can. But unlike person B, they don't just stick the lead on and whiz the dog straight past. What they do is they get something really super tasty and they start playing some games with their dog. So they get the dog start chasing after a treat and then they move on a little bit more and then they get another treat and they go, hey, look, Fido, what's this? And they throw another treat over here and they go over here and they've got the dog to go past, choosing to engage with a game with them. Now, what's going to happen to person C is on the first go, yes, they're probably going to fight that bowl of cat food a little bit because the dog's going to, when they're about here, the dog's going to be torn. It's going to be like, oh, do we play this game here or do I go and eat this bowl of cat food? But because it's on a long line, we're going to pretend there is a line on here. It's not going to be able to eat that bowl of cat food. So it's going to end up choosing the game, even though it's kind of being made to because of the long line. So what's going to start happening to this person is the next time they go on this walk, their dog is going to start to learn that they start to play this nice recall game. And they don't get to go to eat this cat food because of the long line, but they get to play this awesome game with their owner. And every time they go past it, they never get the bowl of food, but they get to play this little chasey game. So what's going to start happening here is, as they approach here, what's going to start happening is the dog's going to be able to be sort of trusted a bit, because it's going to come here and go, hey, how about we play that food game? Because that's going to be the new association, because they've played that loads more times than that one accidental time when the dog got to steal the bowl of cat food. So this person's going to start to be able to walk past, and the dog's going to choose them. And then what will end up happening is the owner's just going to be able to say, hey, Fido, watch me, as they walk past, and the dog's going to be watching their owner, waiting for that treat that is now the new association. And once they get past the house, they will then get rewarded. So that is how the handling makes a difference. So person C, just to reiterate, pops the dog on a long line, stops the dog just going to eat the food, but doesn't just leave it there. They then make a new association that beats, so they play their trump card, they beat this bowl of cat food, and they play this recall game. Dog learns a new association, and the owner becomes more valuable to them than this one-off time that they stole the cat food. Now, as I said at the start, this is just an example, this bowl of cat food. So we could swap out for another dog, and it's exactly the same thing. If you just allow your dog to run up to every other dog, they're going to learn to play with it. If you just stick your dog on a short lead, your dog is constantly going to want to play with the other dog, and the only reason they're not is because of the short lead. But if you play your trump card and give your dog an alternative to that behaviour, that is going to start winning, and that's going to be the new association. So your dog's going to want to start spending time with you. And we can swap this distraction out for whatever your dog finds exciting or has value in. So it could be chasing squirrels, it could be seeing people, it could be dogs, it could be cats, it could be absolutely anything. All this side is this distraction, and your handling is what's going to make the difference to whether or not you'll be able to get that dog to go past willingly and choose you over the distraction. I hope that helps. So I hope you now know what I mean by me apologising for how rubbish the visuals was on that. But hopefully the content itself has helped you learn how important your handling is to the long-term sort of effect of your dog's behaviour around certain distractions. And it is important to note that, in this example, I've thingied about a cat food bowl, and then I've said that you can swap it out, but it is just in general, if your dog is choosing other things over you, then try and be person C. Try and be more valuable to that dog. So you need to stop them doing it. Stop them running over to the other dog. Stop them going over to see a person. Stop them chasing the squirrel. And there'll be lots of other ways that you can do this. And it's not as clear cut as this, and I know that. But just in general, if you can say, how can I be person C? How can I get my dog to choose me? What can I do to stop my dog making an association that I don't want it to make? How can I stop it doing a behaviour that I don't want it to do? What else can I do instead? What is the behaviour I want it to do? How can I make the dog want to do that? How can I make that the dog's choice? And, me be the dog's choice? How can I get that dog to want to choose me over everything? And if that's your mindset, if you become person C, I promise you're going to have a much better dog at the end of it. So just, try and think of the next time when you just go to ignore something. Don't. That's person A. Try not to just stick your lead on and just get your dog past it, because that's person B. Try and be the person that goes, let me help you choose me in this situation. That's person C, and that's the person you want to be.